Welcome to In Spite Of, I'm Devin Williams. You've probably formed some expectations about this episode. The problem with expectations is that they can keep you from seeing the big picture, quite literally in this case. Allan Green has defied expectations like many Tulsans. People try to put him in a box, or in this case, a ring. Crystal Patrick illustrates the story for us.
Allan Green had a tremendous career as a boxer. A Golden Gloves champ in 2002, he broke Mike Tyson's record for quickest knockout by KOing an opponent in just 6 seconds. As a pro, Allan reigned as the NABO super middleweight champion and received a 2005 Ring Magazine Knockout of the Year.
I say this all the time. I didn't choose boxing. Boxing chose me. My father was a fighter, so I went to the gym with him as a kid all the time, and I still remember the sound of walking in there. I remember the bags, I remember the sweat, I remember the guys grunting when they hit the bags, I remember the guys grunting when they spar, I remember the trainer yelling, I remember the bell, I remember everything, and I was just entranced instantly, and that was it. Believe it or not, most fighters are really, really nice people, really good people when you meet them. I mean, after fighting and sparring with so many guys, tough guys, and meeting people that can fight, it's like, it's not really a big deal to you anymore. And you know, you're aware of what you can do to a person. I went to the gym with my dad a lot as a kid, but when you go to a place like a boxing gym, I mean, the guys here tell you, we have all walks of life in here, and it's like prejudices and racism and things like that don't really exist in boxing gyms because it's not tolerated, because you know, you actually have to fight people all the time. But I remember the first time going to the Williams Center as a kid. That's when I realized I was black. I think a lot of us have that moment when we're like, because you know, like I said, I lived out north, but I went to the boxing gym with my dad all the time. There was white guys everywhere. They'd grab you and hug you, treat you, act like an uncle to you. It was nothing. But when we went there, it was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Self-discipline is everything. Self-discipline is probably the most important thing. If you're trying to accomplish anything in life, discipline is everything, just like as a fighter. Whether I run in the nighttime or in the morning, getting up to run at 5 or 6 in the morning, I just do it. I've gotten so used to it, going to run, I just do it. It's not even a thought, or I have to think about it. I mean, if I just get this going, this habit, I don't like to say motivation, because being motivated is kind of fleeting. You should develop a habit of being disciplined. I mean, that's what you should do. It's important to be honest with yourself so you don't get yourself in a crazy, messed up situation. Like, even me, I've done it before. Like, I may be getting ready for a fight, and I may say, oh, you know, I can do it. I'm in shape. I think I have enough time. And what do? You do these mental gymnastics, and you flip the coin too many times. You start lying to yourself and say, okay. First you say, there's no way I can do that. Then you start flipping that coin. You flip a coin enough time, it lands on the heads. And it probably shouldn't have, but the first time it landed on tails, which was probably the right thing you needed to know. And you keep flipping, and then it finally lands on the head, and you say, okay, I can do it. Lying to yourself can get you in a very messed up situation.
What are your expectations for a boxer outside of the ring? Where does he turn for the next chapter in his life after retirement? In Allan's case, he decided to develop a childhood passion, art and writing. His love of comics merged with his new pursuit, and Allan will be contributing to the new Fair Square anthology, Noir is the New Black, featuring Black creatives. Fair Square is published by Fabrice Sapolsky, an artist that has worked for a little company called Marvel, creating the Spider-Man Noir series.
I drew a lot, but I just drew and wrote stories and things like that, and I stopped after a while. I just had an imagination, just a wild imagination as a kid, and I stopped after a while. I mean, I stopped at about 12 years old, and I started back about a year and a half ago. I just got the bug and started doing it again. I love drawing, but writing is more my strong suit. So, I mean, if I could reel off a few graphic novels and become a household name, that would be my goal. Like someone like Frank Miller or Alan Moore, or dare I say Stephen King, somebody like that, if I can even get near there. I was fortunate enough to be a part of this graphic novel called Noir is the New Black, where we have a lot of different Black comic book writers and artists. I mean, like big ones, partaking in it, and I was fortunate enough to be picked for it. Is that where we're doing a lot of black anthologies, whether it be the short stories or poems, with a guy named Fabrice Sapolsky, he wrote Spider-Man Noir back in the 90s, and I remember that comic book because I read that series because I read some of it. So we're doing that right now. The whole thing is Noir is the New Black, and then we have, I think it's all black, maybe all black comic book writers. That's like major for me. When I first got picked and I saw my name on there and I saw all these other people that I've heard of before, and I was just like, I was blown away. And I'm still a little nervous about it, just a little bit, and I don't get, because I'm used to seeing my name on things for boxing. But when I see my name online for this, something like that, it was a little bit different. So it kind of stuck me a little bit different. And the type of writing that I like to do, especially on this one, I'm focusing on mental health. It's still a graphic novel type of story, but it's focused on mental health. I've always liked Superman, I've always liked He-Man, I've always liked things like that. I tried to embody some of the characters that I, looked up to, but it made me feel like I wish I could have these powers, or at least some of them, even for a day or maybe a year, so I can make some changes to the world. That's how I felt when I was little. I still feel like that, honestly. Sometimes I think I wish I could, I just wish I could just get Superman's powers for one day, and when I was young, I remember I was asked a question, and maybe it comes from this. Typically people say, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be, I said boxer and this and that, but I also said I wanted to be a person. I wanted to be one of the most interesting people someone has ever met.
Who defies your expectations? What are some things you want to accomplish in spite of people not believing in you? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. I've been Devin, you've been a fighter, and we'll see you very soon.